We have seen in our past meditations the infinity of the universe, the vast infinity of the universe, the infinity of the mass, the infinity of the energy, the light, the molecules, the atoms, the gravity. We don't even know if our universe is the only universe, so there's just gigantic proportions we can't ever seem to imagine with our human minds. Hopefully we're starting to move a little bit closer to imagining the infinity that is within each one of us. And the infinity within each one of us is the power, the presence, and the intelligence. But it's very difficult to realize that, to actually experience that without going through meditation. Meditation is the key to self-realization into your infinity. We've done some meditations on that. So let's talk a little bit about the one power. There was one point of light, one point of creation and energy that created everything in this universe, and then probably some beyond that. It also created us. It created all our molecules. It created our energy, our life, our connection, our ability to interact harmoniously with our environment, and our ability to make decisions, our ability to advance ourselves. All of those things were created within us. The one power God created all of us, everybody that we see on the street, everybody that we interact with, we're all a creation from the same point. We are all part of the huge infinite tree and are all connected because of that. So when we look at what is this infinity, we have to define God then. As you probably are starting to realize through your meditations, when you experience God, it becomes undefinable. God becomes undefinable. You can use words like infinite, love, life, harmony, law. Oh, there's a good one. All those things, when realized, are part of God. But to define the infinite God is impossible. It has to be experienced. So how can we experience the infinite God if our world is in chaos and there's so many things spinning around and there's so many things demanding our attention? Then what is left to experience God with? And the short answer is taking the time in prayer, in meditation, letting all those things go, relaxing from all those things, and then reciting back, God is love. Okay? So if God is love, why do we have hate? Okay. So with God being love, God can't experience hate because infinity is the infinite love. There's no room for hate. So then the hate must be the illusions that we have created within ourselves. The things that we have created ourselves as an illusion, but we live in the illusion. It can't be of God because God is not capable of hating. God is capable of creating. God is capable of love, harmony, the only real harmony. God is capable of creating life, the only way to get life. So then hate, how do we get hate in this world? How do we get revenge? How do we get greed? How do we get lust? How do we get all these other things that people partake in some cases, every single day? And we get those because they are living in the human world. They are falling in the suggestion of those things. It's either through interacting with other people, interacting with different media. That is how we get hate in the world. Well, we hate these kind of people. We hate the Russians because they've invaded Ukraine. We hate this and that. But there is no hate. The Russians hate the Ukrainians because they've been told to do so. So then why is that hate flying about? Because people are latching onto it. They allow themselves to dwell in it. They don't let it float by. They allow themselves to dwell in the hate, in the lust, in the greed, in the envy. Boy, I wish I had the house that those people have. Why? Why do you hold on to that thought? Why does that thought occupy any time whatsoever? It occupies it because you're willing to entertain it. And this is the issue with the human world that we have. God does not experience the envy, the hate, the jealousy, the war, the poverty. God is creating constantly, in a constant state of creation, in a constant state of love, in a constant state of glorious beauty. But we make the most out of it by pulling into our human world. Oh, so-and-so said this, so, I need to entertain that. I need to think about this for a while. This is one of the hardest things to move beyond within meditation that I've run into yet. Very, very easy to do, or difficult to do. So then how do we do it? You can't completely ignore things and make them go away. You notice them, you let them float by. You go within, you try to make contact with your Creator, try to clear out some peace. If it shows up again, God, why am I being presented with this idea, this thought, this concept? And then go back into your silence. I think you'll find that your day will go a lot lighter. Your problems will be a lot less severe. And then there's a saying that the Master said, that the Father goes before me and makes the crooked places straight. If you stick with the meditation and you decide to take yourself into a high enough atmosphere of God, you will experience this. God literally will go before you to make the crooked places straight. In other words, to help you through the problems that you may encounter throughout the day. Or at least, how should you respond in a more divine way and a less human way? Most people look at things as, oh, that's good or bad. We talked about judgment. But there is no judgment in God. God is the creator, the love, the life. The human world goes all the way back to the times of Adam, probably way before then. People decided they had a mind of their own. Ideas would come into their minds. They would entertain them. Why should I worry about this? I'm going to go ahead and do it my way. Then we get into problems. It's a gradual temptation, but we do get into problems. And all of a sudden they get worse and worse, and we become more addicted to them. It's up to us at any time we can come out of this addiction. At any time we can come out of this world that we're living in, that we're entertaining on a daily basis, by simply going back to the one power, the Father within you and the Father within me, and connecting our peace. Peace be still. My peace I give unto you. Go within yourself to obtain the peace. People tend to think, I'm going to pray for something specific. God doesn't look for things specific. Since the beginning of time, human time, people have been praying for specific things. I pray that we win this war. So does the other side. I pray that we get over cancer, or somebody gets over cancer. I pray that I live to be 120 years old. I pray that this pandemic comes to an end. That's the wrong way to do it, because God is not even aware of a pandemic. God is aware of creation. God is aware of love. God is aware of moving forward, living in the now, not what might happen down the road. Everything has already been planted. So when you go to God with a prayer, oh, please help my grandmother, that's nice. Why not let God take the action? The infinite intelligence of the universe. Close your eyes. Maybe you thought about your grandmother. Close your eyes for a minute. Make contact with your Creator, with God. And then from there, wait until you feel that specific energy, peace, harmony, and then you're done. If you think about it again, do the same thing. God is the only being that is out there. Therefore, God is the only being that can fix a situation. God fixes all situations when He is contacted correctly on His level. And His level is you are to be a son or daughter of God. And by doing that, things will change for the ultimate better. It may not be exactly what you want. Like I said a minute ago, people have been praying, oh, I pray that we win the war. Well, the other side's doing that too. I pray we win the war. So it goes back and forth. Do you think God wants any part or has any part of that? Justice will come. God is law. God is the law of love, of infinity, of creation. And when you contact that infinity, then you are at God's level. God understands. God comprehends. What is the future? That's not for us to decide in our finite little minds that we think are so intelligent. The future is what is decided right here and now and has been laid out for us throughout the eons for us to participate in, for us to become part of the tree of creation, the tree of God. Us trying to alter it and live it on our terms, this is what I want, this is what we will do, my family needs this. You are putting yourself above God. What good is that going to do you? Just look out at the sky. God created the sun. God created the birds, the trees, how the trees work. What's the difference between an apple tree and an oak tree? Why does one have acorns on it and one have apples on it? Because it was created that way, down to the lowest level for eons throughout time. It's the way it's always been and the way it will be. And when something is that intelligent, that powerful, the all power, the infinite power, the only power, and we are telling God what we want, whether it's something nice like, can you help my grandmother? Or it's something greedy, help us get a new house. All those things are pushing your will on God, and God is not interested. I don't even think God can understand that because we're so swirling around in our mess of human needs, wants, desires, schemes. How could God participate in any such thing? The creator of beauty, the creator of life, the creator of love, the creator of genuine, the creator of law. How could a being that powerful create a mess like we create? So how we handle our mess is we get rid of it. This is the whole purpose of meditation. To make contact with our Creator, just like Jesus the Christ did 2,000 years ago, and become one with the Father. Once we are one with the Father, things fall into place, because now we are part of the Father. We're part of the tree. So now we are living in a godly manner. Other people notice that. What is that about that person? They may not ever even say anything. Boy, that person's unique. They're kind of different. They're interesting. I wonder if they're reading a good book or they're watching a series. No, it has nothing to do with that. You know that, I know that, but we don't ever tell anybody those things. It's planting seeds like I did in a recent video. You plant seeds for people to think about. When you tell them what you are doing, I'm making contact with God. I'm trying to heal people. I'm trying to put seeds out. They will think you're crazy. Rather than doing that, you actually take action and you divine action and you plant the seeds. And over time, people will pick them up and they will become more and more divine, more and more godlike. Maybe some layers of the onion will fall away. That's all you can hope for. When you brag or talk about it, you have just ruined it. It will go away, and you may lose it completely. The people that need your help or want to meditate with you or want to grow spiritually with you, open the door. But it's a very slow process. It is planting seeds that are not going to be cultivated, not going to grow for a while. But this is what you must do. Anything else becomes ego, something to brag about, something to boast of. I can assure you, if you plant seeds and refuse to talk about it, and that's the degree with which you must respond to somebody asking. If you refuse to talk about it, then you're planting seeds where somebody will explore more, become a little more open, may become somebody you meditate with every now and then, may become a great lifetime friend. But you will only experience this genuineness, this complete harmony, if you approach it the way we talked about, just the contact with God and then keeping it to yourself. So on that, let's continue the meditation by closing our eyes, looking out into the vast darkness of space that's under our eyelids, taking some deep breaths and surrendering. Surrendering our ego, surrendering our desires, including our desires to heal, surrendering our wants and our needs and our envies and our greeds, letting it just float away. Make contact with God. Surrender to God. God, I am here for you. Do with me what you wish. My life is to be lived by you alone. Hold that meditation. Thank you.